neutrality, servitorship, friendship, parental love, and amorous love between husband and wife, or lover and beloved. These five enjoyable relationships within the material world are perverted reflections of relationships with the absolute personality of Godhead in the transcendental nature. That absolute personality, Sri Krishna, descends to revive the five eternally existing relationships. Thus, he manifests his transcendental pastimes in Raj so that people may be attracted into that sphere of activities and leave aside their imitation relationships with the mundane. Then, after fully exhibiting all such activities, the Lord disappears. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshulmitan Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swam Rupa Kadhamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Sijita Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sagana Raghunatha Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padhan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanto Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpataru Bhascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayavacha Patitanam Pavane Bhayo Vaishnave Bhayo Nama Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare दास सखा पिता माता कांतगना लान व्रजे क्रीड़ा करे कृष्ण प्रेम अविष्ट हान. Absorbed in such transcendental love, Lord Krishna enjoys in Braj with his devoted servants, friends, parents, and conjugal lovers. So, in this chapter of Adi Lila, chapter 3, talks about the appearance of Lord Krishna. Right. In fact, the chapter is titled External Reasons for the Lord's Appearance, and here the Lord is referred to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. External reasons for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. And in the earlier verses, there is a summary of the reasons. In the fourth verse itself, it is mentioned Anarbita Charam Chirat Karunavatarna Kalau Samarpaitam Unnat Jwala Rasam Swabhakti Shriyam Hari Purata Sundara Dyuti Kadamba Sandipitihi Sada Hridaya Kandare Swaratau Va Sachinandana. Right. So those three external reasons or Lord Krishna's appearance as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because Lord Krishna or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not different than Lord Krishna. Brajendra Nandana Sai, Sachi Sutta Hoilo Sai, Balaram Hoilo Nitai, Dina Hina Jata Shila, Tari Hari Name Udarila, Tara Shaki, Jagai Madhai. The same Brajendra Nandan Krishna has appeared as son of Sachi, right? And the external reasons, three, which are mentioned in this fourth verse, is he to inaugurate the Yuga Dharma of this age, right? Krishna Vanam Tisha Akrishnam Sangapanga Sarpasa Yagyai Sankirtan Pray Yajanti Sumedasa Yagyai Sankirtan Pray. The Yuga Dharma of this age is Sankirtan Yagya. So, to inaugurate the Yuga Dharma of Kali Yuga, namely Nam Sankirtan, the Lord appears. To bestow Prema Bhakti or Raja Prem, the Lord appears. And third, to fulfill Advaita Acharya's appeal, when Advaita Acharya is worshipping the Saligram Sila with Tulsi leaves and Ganga Jal, and appealing to the Supreme Personality of Godhead to appear. So, to fulfill his appeal, Lord Krishna appears as Mahaprabhu. And in this chapter, before describing these external reasons of the Lord's appearance, Lord Krishna's appearance on earth is mentioned, right? That how Lord Krishna appears in the Dwapar Yuga, right, of Vaivasvata Manvantar, right? Vaivasvata Manvantar in Dwapar Yuga, right, of the 8th Divya Yuga, right, of the 28th Divya Yuga. So, in one day of Lord Brahma, there are 1,000 Divya Yugas. Right? In one day of Lord Brahma, there are 1,000 Divya Yugas. And one Divya Yuga comprises of Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga. Right. And similarly, we have the Manvantar. Right? The Lord appears as Manvantar avatar. So, and the Manvantar avatar or Lord Manu's uh, period is 81 Divya Yugas, 71 Divya Yugas constitute one Manvantar. 71 Divya Yugas constitute one Manvantar. Right. So 71 constitute one Manvantar. So in one day of Lord Brahma, which is of 1,000 Divya Yugas, if we divide 1,000 by 71, you will have 14 Manvantar. Right? 14 Manvantar. So we are in the 7th Manvantar. Right. So 6 Manvantar has already passed. We are in the 7th Manvantar. So that's why how if you roughly then calculate, right? Yeah. And that is one day of Lord Brahma. Right. One day of Lord Brahma. So uh, and in that Vaivasvata Manu, which is the 7th Manvanta, whose lifespan is 71 Divya Yugas, 27 Divya Yugas has already passed, and we are in the 28th Divya Yuga. Right? 28th Divya Yuga of Satya Yuga, the Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga. And Lord Krishna appears on the end, almost at the end of the Dwapar Yuga of the 28th Divya Yuga. And that Dwapar Yuga in which the Lord appears as Lord with his entire Prakati Lila of his abode, Vraj Dham, and his associates in Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. The following Kali Yuga, after that Dwapar Yuga, Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears. Right. So that's how this is kind of um, uh, Lord's appearance, Lord Krishna's appearance. He's not an avatar, he's avatari, the source of all incarnations. But that Purna Purushottam Krishna personally appears in this eighth, uh, in this seventh Manvantar, right? Of the Dwapar Yuga of the 28th Divya Yuga of that seventh Manvanta, which is by Vaswata Manu, right? And he is completely absorbed, right, when the Lord appears. Bhagavad Gita is mentioned, Paritana sadhuna vinasya cha dharma, dushka dharma sanstapna arthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Paritana sadhuna vinasya cha dushkatam. To give pleasure to his devotees. Vinasya cha dushkatam can happen by his external agency, right? By his external agency in form of Adi Daivika, Adhyatmika, Adi Bhautika, right? This threefold miseries, right? In addition to Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, right? Birth, death, old age, disease. The Lord could at any time end somebody's life or can extend somebody's life. Maravi Rakhobi Jo Icha Tumar. Okay. Um, one whom the Lord wants to protect, nobody can harm him. Like we see in the case of Prahlad Maharaj, his own father engages so many different means to kill him, but he was unsuccessful, right? Because he was under full protection of the Supreme Lord. Full protection of the Supreme Lord. His father was unsuccessful. Right. Similarly, we see, right, that whom the Lord wants to kill, nobody is able to protect him. We see in the case of Jaidrath, the Lord to fulfill his devotee's desire or devotee's vow that I will kill Jaidrath at the end of next day sunset. By sunset, I will kill Jaidrath. The Lord fulfills that. It was virtually impossible to reach Jaidrath. But impossible is a word in a Ful's dictionary. With the Lord, anything is possible. Right? Anything is possible. And that Supreme Lord is completely absorbed in love when he appears in Vrajdham with these five mallows, especially the four mallows of servitorship, friendship, parental relationship, the Pita Mata, and Kandagana, amorous love relationships. Right. Then totality five rasas: Santaras, rasa of neutrality; Dasyaras, the rasa of servitorship; Sakyaras, rasa of friendship; Vatsalyaras, rasa of parental relationship; and Madhuryaras, rasa of conjugal mallow. Right. And the Lord to give pleasure to his devotees, especially in servitorship, friendship, parental relationship, and conjugal relationship, he appears. Right. In his appearance, we see, especially is mentioned in his Golakadam, mostly the three are dominant: Sakyaras, Vatsalaras, and Madhuraras. With his friends, he's herding cows and playing and sporting every day. He's breaking the pots of butter with his friends and plays so many mischief with his friends. Right. With his uh, parents, he gives them so much love. Mother Jasoda and Nanda Maharaj cannot live without him, without seeing him. And he executes all the rasa, all the mallows of ideal child, right? Of and increases their virtual ras, increases their virtual ras. He allows Mother Jasoda to feed him, to chastise him, right? Like we see in the case of Damodar Lila, he allows Mother Jasoda to chastise him, to bind him in the rope of love, right? And um, same way we see Nanda Maharaj, right? Um, he always is respectful and to Nanda Maharaj, brings his sandal, right? When Nanda Maharaj comes back after his administrative duties as the leader of the Vaishya clan, right? He brings his sandals right on his head, right? Not, I'm the Supreme Lord. No, I'm just the son of Nanda Maharaj and Jasoda, right? Rajendra Nandana, right? And he gives pleasure to all the devotees of Raj. That's why it's called Rajendra Nandan. All the devotees of Raj hanker for Lord Krishna, right? They hanker for Lord Krishna. And one who realizes his transcendental appearance, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyad, Janma Karma Chame Devyam Evam Yo Vedi Tatvata Tyaktva Deham Puna Janmanati Mameti Swarjana. One who realizes his appearance and his activities, right, does not take birth again in this material world. Yeah. So his Leela, Prakatya Leela in Raj, and Aprakatya Leela is like the rising and the setting of moon, right? Moon rise, moon set, or sun rises, sun sets. His Leela is like that. Not that, oh, now Aprakatya Leela, oh, why is he a Lord if he dies? No, his Leela is manifest at certain time, and unmanifest at certain time, right? Unmanifest at certain time. And those activities are not ordinary. Like his appearance is not an ordinary appearance, like a child being born from a mother and father. No. The Lord personally appears in the womb of Mother Devaki, right? Personally appears in the womb of Mother Devaki. And when he takes birth, it appears in this four-handed Narayan form, right? And under the plea of Devaki and Vasudev, who is praying to the Lord that we won't be able to conceal this form of yours from Kansa, who, had, who has taken a vow to kill the eighth child of Mother Devaki. They humbly uh, request the Lord to come in the childhood form. And we see the Lord appearing then in the Balya Roop, right? That pastime of the Lord, which happens only when the Lord appears in Bhauma Vrindavan. The spiritual realm Golaka, there is no Balya Ras. The Lord does not appear as a child, right? It does not appear as a child in the Golaka Vrindavan. But that Leela happens only when he manifests that Leela during his Prakatya Leela in Bhauma Vrindavan, right? Along with his abode. The same Golaka Vrindavan appears as Vraj Bhumi Vrindavan in the district of Mathura. Right? Yeah. So, Srila Prabhupada mentions in the purport that these five different mallows which one can experience with the Supreme Lord, they are also present in the material realm. One is relationship of neutrality, right? Like um, we see when we go to a corporate company to work, and we see our CEO or so, just no rules of neutrality. Or we hear about the president of the country or this or that, we don't even know him. It's just a relationship of neutrality, right? Or we hear about this star or that star, just relationship of neutrality. We are in awe and reverence for that personality, right? Awe and reverence. There's a relationship of neutrality. And then we want to serve our elders. There's a relationship of servitorship, right? Uh, or we want to serve our cats and dogs, or we want to serve our job, right? In Kali Yuga, everybody is born as Sudra. We work as a Sudra. We work for somebody, we work as a Sudra, right? And then that's the perverted reflection of the Dasya Ras of the spiritual realm. Why perverted reflection? We won't practice that Dasya Ras in a pure way. If somebody does not give us a payment, right, we will not be a servant of somebody, right? But is Hanuman being paid? No. Right out of his affection, he is serving Lord Ramachandra in the mode of servitorship. Right? And then we see we have certain mallow with our friends, Sakyas. But that is also based on um, that, oh, this friend is satisfying my senses, so he's good. This friend is not satisfying my senses, he's always challenging me, arguing with me, he's not good. So the duality of good and bad is there in our material mundane relationship. That's why they're called as perverted reflection of the real transcendental mallow, where in the transcendental mallow, the coward boys just give pleasure to the Supreme Lord by playing with him. Even in the Lord's defeat of in certain match with his friends, he feels pleasure. And the friends give him that pleasure because they are serving in the mode of Sakyaras. Right? Serving in the mode of Sakyaras. Or the parental relationship. In the material world, it is perverted. Parents have grown old. Time for they are hindering my sense gratification. When can I put them in nursing home? When can I no, have somebody else take care of them? Because I cannot handle it. Right? Why? Because they're hampering my sense gratification. This perverted reflection of the real transcendental mallow of Vasileras. Right? And same way, the conjugal mallow, you know, the conjugal mallow, we cannot even imagine. I mean, so, in the current day and world, there's illicit connection, perverted reflection. While Prema Pumartha Mahan, that is the topmost love, Parakya Bhav Brajate Prachar, is the topmost rasa of the conjugal lover and beloved in the spiritual realm because it's devoid of any lust, devoid of any sense gratification. Their sole purpose is to satisfy the Supreme Lord and serve the Supreme Lord in that particular mode. Right. So, so those five eternally existing relationships in the spiritual realm just appears in a perverted way in our mundane relationships to give us some glimpse of it. Right. But the real pleasure is the spiritual relationships which are eternal. Right. They are not based on sense gratification. And that's why they are eternal. Right. And Lord fully exhibits these pastimes, these five mallows, with his devotees. With his devotees. When he appears in Braj. Right. Uh, yeah. And so much so that the Lord, when he appears and he sees his associates in that conjugal loving relationships experience a mallow much more than him. He wants to also experience that mallow. But how come my devotees are experiencing much more happiness, lamentation, separation from me? How come they're exhibiting that much transcendental happiness that Lord personally desires Himself? That let me experience that mellow myself, in that mood, right? So in that mood, let me experience the mood of especially Srimati Radharani, who is experiencing this Mahabhav, the topmost mellow from him, right? And yeah, he appears as Mahaprabhu. Okay, are there any questions or discussions on this? Somebody else said to everyone. Okay. Oh, lower the hand. I myself raise my hand. Oh, okay. Yeah. Anybody else has any discussion or reflection they would like to share on this subject matter? Anybody? Is everybody awake?
Yes,
Correct.
Prabhuji, very nicely explained it, Prabhuji.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
very nice,
very
Prabhu. We
nice.
were
It's
hearing.
just nectar.
We went,
I
we
want to
went
keep listening.
Vrindavan Dham.
Yeah, it's just
Vrindavan
nectar
Dham.
flowing.
Prabhuji, I have
Okay.
one question, but not related to this.
Okay.
Like, we had Gaur Purnima now, and people took vow, and somebody wants to take vow now. We miss that urge, that desire is there, and they have to wait like till next Gaur Purnima, means next year, right? So, what to do? They can take in the middle, like wow.
Yeah, they can take it any day. They can take.
Okay, okay, Prabhuji.
They don't have to wait till next Gaur Purnima. At any day, they can take the vow.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji.
Yep. We life is short. We don't even know whether we'll be alive next year. So they can.
Nowadays, we can't tell what will
Well,
happen next
we can
moment.
never tell in this material world at any moment.
Yeah. But at least earlier, means there was age limit, Prabhuji, like they were getting old and all that, right? But nowadays, very young people are just dying. I don't know why, because of heart attack, right? So many people are dying with heart attack.
Yeah, we took some wonderful vaccine. So
Oh, that is the side effect of vaccine, Prabhuji?
yeah, there's also a side effect of vaccine. Yes.
I know, like 23 years old, 16 years old, like, means we can't imagine also.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah. So if we live in a world which is filled with different forms of miseries, we just heard about this earthquake in Thailand, Myanmar,
Hmm.
7.8 magnitude, right? 7.4, yeah. And so many people died.
Yeah.
So it happens in this material realm at each and every moment. Somebody is dying, and The most amazing thing is we feel that we are not going to die,
Mm.
right? At each and every moment, we are seeing people around us leave the body, right? Young, old. Yeah,
Yeah, that was the question from Yaksha to Yudhishthir Maharaj. Which Ascharya in this world.
yeah. So no, there's a cycle of it that uh, at times you, in the past also, you can hear about people dying from plague, people dying from
Mm.
famine, drought, and it does not differentiate whether people are young or old or this gender or that gender. No, everybody dies.
Yeah. Yeah, earlier they were dying by diseases.
Yeah. So, yeah,
Social media now it's more like we are knowing. That time people were not knowing, right? Like dying and all that. But because of social media,
they had more healthy lifestyle.
mm,
You'll not hear much about people dying from mental disease, or there'll be a mental disease awareness month. Out of the 12 months, on 1 month, we have to have a mental disease awareness month to
mm,
make us all aware of this widespread, not one or two, widespread
mm,
people suffering from mental disease, adhyatmika, misery of one own mind, uncontrolled mind, right? Why uncontrolled mind? Because we are driven by these gadgets,
yeah,
which has taken over our life. Where
yeah.
is my smartphone? Where is my this? Where is my WhatsApp? Where is my social media? And we don't have time to have quality time spent with our loud uh, people, right? Loud family members. We don't have time to spend with them.
Sitting beside, but
Sitting beside but checking.
they are connected with the far away people, like 10,000 mile away, but beside
Mm,
sitting disconnected totally.
yeah.
very,
Well,
very sad,
that's an
Prabhu.
unfortunate part of it.
Yeah,
And
very unfortunate.
more as a spiritual organization, we create that awareness
Hmm.
that how our lives, we create awareness within ourselves and then create awareness as a devolution to others.
Yeah.
And do not let your life be dictated by these gadgets and social media,
Hmm.
right? Otherwise, it will destroy, right? People are losing their at young age. They are having glasses. They're losing their eyesight, right? Losing their memory. Yeah.
Even writing also, Prabhuji, when we start to like last year that Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj came and he gave that book. When we write, it's really difficult to write the words also, because that on phone when we type one letter everything comes. So spellings or other things also
Hmm.
getting difficult. I don't know next generation how chat GPT and all that.
Yeah.
They means they will not use brain, like how with the GPS we are not using our brain. We know the road, but still GPS takes it like take the round and we are taking that. So
Yeah.
it's
Now, people, now, I have experienced it myself when I came here to go from point A to point B. At that time, also, I was able to go from point A to point B
hmm,
by using Rand McNally's map or
yeah,
directions.
Yeah. Manually we're writing,
It was not dependent.
not dependent. At least our brain was, we were using our brain. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but ultimately, this chat GPT and this and that, what is it going to do? The hindsight of it, people are already talking about it.
Hmm.
That using that, there are big time robberies happening.
Hmm.
If I want to know your password of anything, I can just put it in chat GPT of your 15 favorite things, and permutation combination, it will come with that password.
Yeah. It's really.
Right. The security locks are broken, and this is broken, and that is broken. Things are being leaked. Right? They're talking about. Uh, we're talking about mm, chats on social media within us, but even in the big government, like
Hmm.
executive decisions or executive plans of attack, of defense on a high level,
Hmm.
is being leaked through social media, through a signal message.
Oh,
Instead of WhatsApp, we have Signal. So through signal message, you know, big time scam is happening in news.
there's no privacy at all now.
Yeah.
Right? Hmm.
So to think that you are sending a safe message, that's why I, especially my acquaintance, I don't tell people to send any personal information through WhatsApp or Facebook.
Hmm.
If you want to send personal information, send a text, SMS. That's much more safer than WhatsApp message. You don't send your username and password of bank or this or that using WhatsApp.
Hmm.
Anyway, that's where.
Very well, Prabhuji, I had a question,
Yes, Madhuri.
not related to the topic, but I wanted to ask about Vaishnav Aparadh.
Yeah.
So I think most of us like do it like mentally, like the mental aparadh, right?
Uh huh.
So let me give you an example, right? So if you're having like Lal Govindji came, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then if many people did not make like come, right? So you would probably, or like other people would probably think, like ghar pe kya kar rahe hain? Like what are they doing at home? He's come all the way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what are the Vaishnavas doing at home? They should be here. Like things like that would just pop in your mind all of a sudden, like, or like during festival time, like there's so much seva, behind everywhere. So why are people not coming, like, so you're thinking your thoughts, like you're like kind of committing, like, I feel like you're committing an aparadha, but it just pops in your mind, like in and out, like you're not deliberately doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So is that like is it's unintentional? That's what I'm saying, like, but
Mm-hmm.
things, and I think everybody experiences it. Most
Mm-hmm.
of us experience it. So is that aparad?
Yeah. Well, in one sense, sometimes we feel that when we are doing something,
Mhm.
why others are not doing the same.
Right,
So that's an expectation which we put.
right.
Why this person X is not doing it, and I'm somehow able to do it.
Hmm.
So, more than applaud, it's like a consciousness which ultimately we don't want to have. That, oh, why this other person is not doing it?
Hmm.
We should consider our good fortune that somehow or other
We are doing it, or we
we
are
do.
there. We are there. Yeah,
Lord is allowing me to do it. And that ultimately we are not doing it. Lord is allowing me to do it.
do it. Yes, the service.
So more we get out of this me and mine
Mm-hmm.
consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing it. I'm this, I'm that. More we get out of this me and mine consciousness, it's better for us in our spiritual life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In our lower stage of devotional service, Kanishta stage, we think that, oh, only I am doing it, others are not doing it. There is a
Mm-hmm.
Kanishta consciousness.
Right.
I am doing it, others are not doing it. I am coming to the class, others are not coming.
Mm-hmm.
They are watching sport or doing this or whatever they are doing.
I don't think like that, but yes, that's a
Well,
good
I'm just
example.
giving an example,
Yeah,
right? Right?
yeah,
So somehow our frustration goes in that direction.
right, right.
Right? Um, so slowly we should rise above that consciousness. And the higher Uttama consciousness, see the entire shift of consciousness happens. In that consciousness, that person is thinking that somehow I'm not getting the mercy of the Lord, everybody else around me is getting the mercy of the Lord.
Mm, yeah,
Right? I'm so papi that I'm not getting any mercy of the Lord.
I think that way.
Right? So that's how ultimately we should come to that consciousness.
Mm,
Um,
mm,
right? So then, that shift will happen where we don't look at why they are not come. Instead, okay, they have had some. There must be some situation that they are at home, taking care of so many other things.
I think, like, oh, everybody's making it except me. What's the issue? I'm not getting the mercy.
No, that's good.
Yeah,
You think
mm, and
that are,
actually, I got it was a wonderful experience learning lesson. I actually got reprimanded by Jagannath ji once, there was a Rath Yatra in the temple and we were going around and I was thinking about a devotee who was like not kind of appropriately dressed. And I was like, why would you come to the temple? I was thinking in my mind, why would you come to the temple like this?
Mhm.
Trust me, Prabhuji, the moment the Rath Yatra ended, I went inside the courtyard, and out of nowhere, a devotee started praising the person that I was thinking about.
Uh-huh.
Out of nowhere. It was the first sentence he said, oh, this one is such a great devotee of Jagannathji. Jagannathji comes in this person's dreams. I was like, oh my God, Jagannathji is like trying to tell me something.
Yeah,
After that, I'm like very careful. I'm like, no. Because right away, I was reprimanded. And it felt very good because somebody is like watching over you and trying to correct you. But I was like, no, this was like wrong of me to think this way.
yeah.
So I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson that day. I was
No,
like,
that is
no.
true. We think so many different ways that, oh, this devotee is this, devotee is that, why he's not dressed properly, why he's not doing any service, why he's so lazy. Right? Like
Yeah.
devotees complain about a devotee to Srila Prabhupada. The Prabhupada, this devotee, is so lazy. He is there every day at the temple. He takes prasad. and he does not do any service.
Mm.
He does not like to get engaged in any service. No. So Papa said, "Who am I
To judge.
to, relieve him from the mercy of Lord Nityananda?
Mm.
He is coming here by the mercy of Lord Nityananda. Who am I to stop him?"
Right. Mm.
Ultimately, that devotee became the greatest Sanskrit editor of our moment.
Wow. Mm.
Right. So we never know that how different people are, they will
Getting the
get the
mercy.
mercy, and in different
Mm.
ways things will manifest.
Right.
Right. And
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I personally sometimes feel because there's so many occasions, I'll just give you an example because I feel uncomfortable in the sense that the Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, Vyas Puja is coming up. Then there is Hari Kishore Prabhu's, program on Sunday. And personally, like with my circumstances or whatever, I cannot make it to every place. So I'm like,
Hmm.
devotees must be wondering why, she's never there or whatever. But I know Krishna knows, why I'm not there,
Hmm.
like maybe I have to do my, bhoga or whatever, like I know, but I feel that I cannot, like others, are there every time. I'm not, I cannot. I want to be there, but I cannot make it. And it's a genuine, like reason for it, which I just
Hmm.
tell myself, Krishna knows. I don't need to explain to anybody, but I do feel guilty of it, that I should be there.
Yeah.
Like if there's Prabhuji and Mataji, they'll say, okay, Prabhuji, you go there, like attendance, like for attendance, okay, you go, like with me, it's not that case, it's a different story altogether. Like it's just me who has to be there. I
Hmm.
cannot send another representative. So, and then I feel I cannot be everywhere because I have to look at my deities at home, I have to take care of them also because I have nobody at home to take care of them. So, a lot like, but this is the circumstance, everybody's in a different circumstance, so, but yes, I feel that pressure sometimes, that I wish I could go to, like every, yeah, Jagdish Prabhu had something yesterday in his house, and it's not possible because Wednesday I was out for seva, like I go, and then Thursday again, then I cannot possibly do it.
So now the same thing which you are feeling,
Yes,
that you are not able to do it, right?
yes,
The same thing you can relate to when initially you were thinking that why this person or that person did not make it for this program,
yeah. That I guess I know because of your circumstances. Yes,
right?
yeah, but that was a very general example. I didn't, I don't feel like that, but it was a general example I was
Yeah.
giving you that how we do mental aparadha sometimes,
Yeah.
like by, yes,
But that's where we should, from that
try
mental,
to understand. Yeah.
yeah. So we can then relate our mental approach where that okay, I was doing that in my mind. I was thinking this, but
Right.
did I ever try to understand the challenges which that person
The
facing
person is going, yeah, exactly.
instead of becoming judgmental of
Exactly.
that person,
Exactly. Yes.
right?
Mhm.
Because if we
Yeah.
become judgmental of people, we will also be a subject of judgment of somebody else.
Yes. True.
Right.
True. That's so true, Brahma.
So,
Mm.
I was just thinking that when we develop the mood of appreciation, just like in the morning class, we are talking about envy.
Yes.
How do we overcome that envy? Only the mood of appreciation
Yes. True.
will be able to overcome envy.
Hmm.
So, We can
Thank you.
take off our mind whenever our mind goes in that direction. We can shake it off, and that's why there's
Right.
a bhajan of Bhaktivinoda Thakur where he says, "Jhapatya dhare," that mind should be beaten at night with the
Right. Right.
broom.
Boom.
That does not get into all these different thoughts. Why this person is not doing? Why then? Otherwise, my slowly and slowly my service will become hinged, and slowly we will lose enthusiasm in doing our service, thinking that, oh, if others are not taking care of it, why I should take care of it?
Right. Mhm.
Our utsaha will go down.
Right.
We should not allow any form of negativity influence our mind. And if somebody spreads negativity around us, we just close our
Move
ears.
away. Move away. Yeah.
Hey, Hare Krishna, let me just focus on my service.
Mhm.
Right? So no, world
Thank
is
you,
filled
Prabhu.
with negativity otherwise.
Yes, negativity at work, negativity.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
Thank you, Madhu.
Mhm. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Haribol.
Hare Hare, Hare Bol. Okay, it's 8:08. Thank you all for joining and having this wonderful discussion. We'll end here. Mancha kalpataru bhascha
Kalpatarubhyascha kripa
kripa sindhu bhayavacha
sindhubhyo
patitanam pavanebhyo
pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo
Vaishnavebhyo namo
namo
namaha.
namaha.
Vaishnavinda ki jai.
Jai,
Granthara Sri Chaitanya Caritamrita Adi Ch.
Jai.
Gaur Premanande Hare Hare.
Hari, Hari Bol.
Thank
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
thank you everyone. Hare Krishna.